Hey everyone, welcome back to Stories Cast. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history of Cinderella. But not just any Cinderella, we're exploring one of the earliest versions, the story of Rhodopis, an ancient Egyptian slave girl whose life took an unexpected twist. The Cinderella we know today, with her glass slippers and fairy godmother, has roots that span centuries and cultures. The story of Rhodopis, one of the earliest recorded Cinderella stories, goes all the way back to ancient Egypt. So, who is Rhodopis? Rhodopis was a young Greek girl who was captured and sold into slavery. She found herself living in Egypt, far from her homeland. According to the story, Rhodopis was beautiful, with fair skin and blonde hair, something that made her stand out in Egypt. Rhodopis was not treated kindly by the other servants. They looked down on her, partly because of her foreign appearance. While the other servants enjoyed the day, Rhodopis was forced to work hard, cleaning and washing by the river. But one day, an elderly man noticed her kindness and beauty. As a gift, he gave her a beautiful pair of rose gold slippers. They were unlike anything she had ever seen before, a small touch of elegance in a life filled with hardship. Overjoyed, Rhodopis would dance by the riverbank when no one was watching, her rose gold slippers shimmering in the sun. But little did she know, those slippers would soon change her life. Now, here's where the story takes a twist. One day, as Rhodopis danced, a great eagle flew down and swooped up one of her slippers. It flew far and high, carrying the slipper across the lands until it reached the pharaoh's palace. The eagle dropped Rhodopis's slipper right into the lap of the pharaoh. Intrigued, the pharaoh interpreted this as a sign from the gods. He was so captivated by the delicate beauty of the slipper that he immediately set out to find the girl it belonged to. Just like in later Cinderella stories, the pharaoh went on a journey across Egypt, determined to find the woman who fit the slipper. He encountered many women, each trying on the slipper, but none of them was the right match. Finally, the pharaoh reached Rhodopis's village. When she tried on the slipper, it fit perfectly. The pharaoh recognized her beauty and kindness, and he knew she was the one destined for him. In a turn of fate, the once overlooked slave girl was taken to the palace, where she would become the pharaoh's queen. Her life of hardship transformed into one of royalty, all because of a simple slipper. Rhodopis's story has been retold through centuries, and it's easy to see why. She represents hope, transformation, and the belief that goodness and kindness can be rewarded, even against all odds. Interestingly, this Egyptian version shares some elements with later Cinderella stories from different cultures. From the Chinese story of Yi Xian to the classic French tale by Charles Perrault, the Cinderella archetype appears again and again. The mistreated heroine, the magical help, the slipper test, and a royal marriage. So, the next time you think of Cinderella, remember Rhodopis, the young slave girl from ancient Egypt whose story started it all. Maybe it wasn't a fairy godmother or glass slippers, but Rhodopis's story was magical in its own way. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed learning about Rhodopis and want to hear more stories from history and mythology, hit that subscribe button. And let us know in the comments, what's your favorite version of the Cinderella story? See you next time.